鬼の目にも涙. Even in the eyes of a demon, there are tears. The literal translation of this kotowaza, this sort of adage that's still somewhat commonplace in modern-day Japanese, sort of to say that even the hard-hearted, even the difficult people have their soft moments. Hello, my friends. My name is Spencer. I'm a maker, and I love stories. Today I'm going to be carving a ramen bowl with a crying demon as an homage to this saying, which has, to my pleasant surprise, affected me deeply. So this saying, just like all sort of teachings that can be esoteric or that are like this, where they're sort of broad brushstroke takes on things that happen to us in life, there is a surface level meaning, and then there are times when we can dig deeper and glean something a little better, a little greater, a little more profound for our lived experience. So on the surface, this saying, Oni no me ni mo namida, that in the demon's eyes there are tears, we can easily sort of see this as the people that we don't favor or that we see as mean, or the circumstances that are bad in our life or that we see as bad can be sort of ornamented with moments of softness. That even these difficult people in our lives can totally reveal themselves to be normal people who maybe are going through a difficult time. So the concept of an oni, or a demon, is actually in my opinion, the reveal of this saying's deeper meaning, which is that to live as a demon in any capacity is one riddled with pain and suffering. However, one must be fierce in order to be a demon. So my understanding of when difficult people come into our lives and give us a hard time in any way, then it's our job to withhold judgment from that person as best we can and to be as objective as we can for the following reason. If one believes that life at all has meaning, then there are some necessary implications that must be made in order for that to make any sense. So if you say that life has no meaning, okay, and that's the end of the conversation. Your life, you do what you do, and then you die, and then there's nothing. Okay, that's certainly one belief. It's not my belief personally, but it's very rational. However, if you wonder, if you say with doubt, maybe there is meaning to life, though we might not know what that meaning is, then we must understand that your time and place and existence therefore must have some sort of reason. And again, we're not ascribing to a certain religious paradigm or framework just to say that, okay, if we believe there is a reason for life, then we must also say there is a reason I am alive. There is a reason that I am here now looking through these eyes, though we might not know what that reason is. We almost certainly don't know. What we do know is that one day we will die, and that's pretty much all we know for sure. And everything else must chalk up to logic, reason, and beliefs that might ascribe to logic and might, in some ways, stretch or not ascribe to it. So if we believe that life has a reason, then we might believe that we have a reason, and therefore we must also understand that our struggles, our talents, our opinions to some degree, given the nurture of our lives, also have reason to be that way. So if there is such a reason for things, then the reason that you are here right now must be that your soul, whatever you are, your existence, is destined to somehow, through this lived experience, mature in some sort of way and become better. Now, whether that means in this life, or whether that means over the course of many incarnations, or building some next world to come, these are all different questions that are not to be answered today, maybe ever. But if we say that life has a reason, then we must say our struggles also have a reason. And if that is the case, then it means that everyone's struggles are specifically catered to them for their maturation. And so therefore your struggle is your own, and someone else's is just so, someone else's. Which means that we should not judge other people for their struggle. Certainly judgment will come in some sort of way when someone does something bad, and maybe it is up to us to take it upon ourselves. Again, different questions, possibly for different days. But if I struggle, let's say, with ennui, with an existential dread, and someone else does not struggle with that, but they struggle with procrastination, let's say, and I don't struggle with procrastination, then for me to judge that person's procrastination is unnecessary. It's very strange to do because it's not my challenge. Everyone is better at things than they are at other things. And so too, if you see someone's weakness in front of you, that does not mean that you are free of issues. And to judge that person for their issues, which are made for them, we could assume, would be wrong. And so sometimes, if we look very closely and we listen, we can hear even demons crying. We can see their tears in their eyes, and perhaps develop a little more empathy for our siblings in life, our extras around us that are walking through and perhaps staying a while in our lives. So my hope with this little chat is that the next time someone is being difficult with you, someone says something you don't like or does something you don't like, that we think hard on, is this a story that I've made that someone is supposed to be a certain way, but they are not? Is it possible that I can see the tears in their eyes from their struggle and not impose judgment upon them because I lack that struggle? In other words, let's always be kind when we can. Have a wonderful day.